Hello, and welcome to the Blue Collar Back Office Podcast. I'm your host, Dan Murch, and today we are going to talk about a topic that affects literally every single one of us, myself included, you, everybody you're going to talk to today. We all deal with this. It's a nasty little habit called procrastination. We all do it. Unfortunately, it affects us all. We just keep putting things off until we have to do them, and then they become pressure points, and then it creates stress, and it creates this cycle over and over again. We're going to talk about it as we go throughout. It's not just a time waster. It is a detriment to your business. It's a detriment to the culture of your business, your employees, everything else. As small business owners, we all have a lot to do, lots and lots of stuff. And we can get overwhelmed sometimes. And sometimes we just take that step back and say, you know what? We're not going to do it. We'll put it off until we have to do it. But the more you do that, the more you just create that cycle again of putting yourself in that position. And you're creating a horrible culture. You can't do as I say, not as I do. That's not a great way to run your business. You want to be setting the culture for your company, setting the example for your employees. And like I said, it's not just time wasting, what some people think it is. And there's a lot of funny quotes out there too about it. Don't get me wrong. But we're going to talk today about some of the ways that procrastination really hurt your business and why you want to try to avoid it as much as possible. So the first thing that you come into across is missed opportunities, right? So somebody invites you to a networking event or asks you to collaborate on a project, whatever the case may be. And it's just like a little bit outside your comfort zone, maybe it's or you just don't have the motivation to do it. So you put it off. Well, next time you might not get that opportunity. And that could be an opportunity where you meet someone that can change your business, change your entire life in no uncertain terms. That's a little dramatic, but it is true. So sometimes you just have to say yes. You have to put yourself out there. And procrastination is a way that you end up avoiding those types of things that can have big payoffs down the road. The next thing is a disappointing customer experience. Now, that's probably the biggest thing of everything we're going to talk about today. All these things all tie into each other, but that's probably the biggest thing. Your customers rely on you. And again, this doesn't matter what industry you're in. Contracting, retail, professional services, doesn't matter. Your clients, your customers, they depend on you. And if you get an email, for example, and they're asking you for reports or they're asking you for anything, and you just kind of blow it off like, I don't really want to deal with that right now. I'm going to check out what's on Instagram. I'll get to that later. Well, the more you do that, you're just setting a trend with your clients of what they can expect from you. And they know that, you're kind of just not going to get it until you have to get it to them. That's just an overall bad experience for your client. What are they going to say when they go to recommend you to somebody else? Think of us here at Blue Collar. If every time somebody sent us an email or left us a voicemail or whatever, and we kind of just blew it off until the last possible minute, when somebody asked them, like, hey, what are you guys doing for your bookkeeping services? You think they're going to talk glowingly about us? You think they're going to recommend us for them to give us a call and see if we can help their business? Well, no, they're going to be like, they do an okay job, but it's always last minute. I always got to ask 5 times before I actually get what I need. It's a terrible experience to leave in your customer's mouth. So procrastination is going to hurt your customer service. It's going to hurt your value of your business. It's going to hurt your reputation. You want to avoid it at all costs. Next thing is your confidence as a business owner. So the more you kind of put things off, what happens is you start developing a little bit of a negative chatter in your brain, right? We've talked about that many times in the past, your self-talk, how that affects you as a person, as a business owner. We talked about imposter syndrome, right? So you start kind of just putting things off again, checking Facebook, checking Instagram, or just working on other things that aren't really important. As Stephen Covey always says, that not important, not urgent pile, box number 4 that we want to stay out of as much as we can. You start working on those types of things. And as that, you keep doing that over and over again, what happens is you start to lose some of the confidence in yourself. You start to lose the ability to see yourself as a leader, see yourself as a competentable business owner. And that just keeps breeding again, that vicious cycle. It also ties into your enthusiasm, not only your enthusiasm, but your employees' enthusiasm. Because again, if you go to work every day and you're just trying to put off doing things, man, that's a horrible way to live your life. Some days are going to be busier than others. Some days there are going to be fires that need to be put out, and there's going to be more important phone calls and emails that come through. But on a day-to-day basis, we've talked about getting yourself to the point where you are in control of your day. You're being proactive. You're being effective. You're taking control of what you're going to do on a day-to-day basis. You're focused on the things that are important and not urgent, right? Those are the things that really lead to success down the road. But through procrastination, you keep putting things in that box number 1 that Stephen Covey always talked about in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which I've done, I don't even know how many podcasts about. But box number 1, which is important and urgent, right? Those fires that keep coming up. A lot of them keep coming up because you keep procrastinating. You keep waiting until the deadline. And next thing you know, you're trying to get 8 hours of work done in 30 minutes because earlier in the week, you did 30 minutes worth of work in 8 hours. So your enthusiasm, as you do that, it becomes this dredge, this going to work every day just kind of stinks because you know it's either going to be dealing with fires all day or trying to avoid fires all day. So, because what happens is that stress happens, right? Everything comes to a deadline. You have to rush. You get all stressed out, and then you get through it. You figure it out. You get it all done, and now you feel like you need a break. Like, oh man, I just took care of all those reports. I took care of all the fires that went out. I'm going to take a little break now. I'm going to check out Facebook. I'm going to check out ESPN. I'm going to see how the Yanks are doing. See if any new articles from the writers I like got put up. And next thing you know, you're procrastinating again. It's important to take a little mental health break from now and again. Don't get me wrong, but you want to avoid putting it off for hours and days at a time because next thing you know, you're going to be right back in that cycle again. And those are the things that we need to avoid. So don't put off to tomorrow what you can get done today. There's a bunch of hilarious quotes out there about procrastination. Don't get me wrong. And they're funny. I enjoy them. And we all procrastinate. I do it. There was a whole stretch of months where you guys didn't get any videos and podcasts from me because I was procrastinating and not doing it, getting it done. I wasn't making it a priority in my day. So next thing you know, I had to take that first step. And that's what you need to do too. It's a habit that is, I would say, almost impossible to completely break. There's going to be days where you procrastinate. There's going to be days where you just don't have the same energy and enthusiasm. But if you're focused on it and you're proactive about it, and you put it at your forefront of, can I do this right now or can I put it off till later? And you make the decision to do it now. You know you should do it now. So I'm going to get started on it now. That's going to start building the good habits. That's going to start building the good cycles of getting things done. Because as you get things done at the end of the day, when you look back at what you've done in a day, and you've got a list of 10, 20, 50 things that you got done, no matter how big or small, that feels good. You feel accomplished. You feel confident in yourself and you're excited. And wow, you can really pat yourself on the back, as opposed to a day where you look back like, oh, what did I get done today? Well, I drank some coffee. I ate too many pretzels because I was bored. So I was just kind of stuffing food in my mouth. I read some articles. You don't really feel that great about yourself. But when you get work done, you feel good about yourself. And then when you come in the next day, you want to do that again. So got to break that cycle, got to break that habit. I bring this up because I deal with obviously a lot of our clients, and I'm not saying this is anything bad against them because again, I'm a victim of it too, where procrastination is kind of the main theme of their business. They always wait until the last possible minute to get everything done, whether that's sending out estimates, sending out invoices, getting documents to the accountant, whatever the case may be, always putting it off to the last minute. We do it here sometimes in blue collar. It's unavoidable, but you want to try to avoid it as much as possible. Again, it feeds into the entire culture of your business. If I stand up here and I do this video and I talk all the time about being proactive, being effective, taking that first step, and then I do none of those things, I procrastinate all the time. Teammates ask me, hey, did you get to work on this project, Dan? Did you get to work on ordering the t-shirts for the company or the Christmas presents or whatever the case may be? I'm like, well, I didn't get to it yet. Nope, just haven't gotten around to it. I'll get to it eventually. And the next thing you know, time comes and I'm in a stress ball and I'm, lashing out at employees or, just super stressed and not my normal self. Well, that's what the teammates see, right? That's what the whole team sees. And then they see that they can act that way. Because if I'm acting that way, that must mean that that's kind of the culture we have here at Blue Collar. Or I start getting on them for being like that. I start having meetings and telling people, hey, why are you guys, procrastinating so much? We need to be more effective. We need to be more proactive. And in their minds are like, well, that's not what you do, right? So that just breeds like a resentment. You can't come down on somebody for the same behaviors that you're exhibiting on a day-to-day basis. Lead by example. Be the leader of your company. Take those steps, get things done. I promise you, you will start to see success. It will come. Just keep working on it every single day. There's going to be days where you take a step back. That's okay. The next day, keep taking those steps forward. Eventually, it's going to go up. I promise you. All right. That's all I have for you today. Little motivational speech for you guys today. No technical stuff like we had last week or 2 weeks ago, I should say. But as you guys know, I like to go back and forth, right? Can't be technical all the time. Can't be motivational all the time. Try to mix it up a little bit. And that's what we have for you today. So get out there and go get things done. Like I say all the time, success is not owned. It's leased and the rent is due today. So get out there and go pay it. Keep asking yourselves that question. How would the person I want to be handle the thing I'm about to do? Keep putting yourself in that forward thinking mindset and keep pulling yourself closer to your goals. If you want to talk about this, you want to talk about anything from our past videos or past podcasts, you guys know how to reach me by now. Facebook, email, phone call, You guys know the deal. Reach out. Love talking to you. Get it done. If you're something that you're putting off, you decide, oh man, I got to give Dan a call one day and have a conversation about this or next thing. Don't wait. Do it today. Don't procrastinate. Get it done today. Reach out to me. All right. Thank you all for listening. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Go put some good out into the world. I promise you, you will get good back. Have yourselves a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.